Yeah, let's go, guys. Weekly gold dogs. We gaan mij. Oh, die kan niet mijn olie. Oh, dan something. Yeah. Let's go. Happy to see you guys. Happy to see you guys. Let's freaking dive into everything. It's been a week already. Damn. Time is fucking flying fast. Oh, I saw Ronald hiding there for like a second. Let's see. No. Awesome. So,
Yeah, Alex.
glad to have you guys. God
Yeah.
damn, it's been a while. It's been a while. Time is flying so freaking fast. It is absolutely madness. So, in this call, we're gonna dive deeper into Instagram digital real estate. So, this call, we're gonna maybe be covering a few different resources, but I do want to start out with a little bit of a Q&A because typically we kind of like go with the flow here. To be honest, like it isn't super structured at all times. Sometimes it is. We make a very fancy document, but to be honest, not always. So before we dive into everything, how are you guys? How has it been? You can unmute yourself. You can raise your hand. You can scream, shout, whatever. It's a safe space.
Dude, that entrance was amazing, man. Seriously,
Let's go.
I wasn't expecting that. Seriously. I mean, I've had like so many Zoom calls, like I mean my in my tech sales job, and this was like I was like, where is the fucking song coming from? Seriously.
That's
Oh
so
my
cool, man. You know what's also very funny? Wait,
Yeah.
yeah, wait. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna do it in like 2 seconds. Give me a moment. But
Yeah.
that's awesome, man. I'm glad to have you on the call.
Yeah.
Um, give me one moment. Give me one moment. Oh, this is so funny, man. This is so freaking funny because I listen to like sometimes I listen to like hardcore and like hardstyle music, you know, or very heavy techno. I
Yeah.
love that with like coffee, that 7 a.m. in the fucking morning,
Yeah.
pumping out work. God damn. That's
That's
just
amazing.
my workflow basically.
Okay.
But what's very funny is that
Yeah.
one of the private client meetings that we have, so we have like a private community which is obviously paid, and
Yeah.
these people they have 3 weekly calls, right? So in one
Yeah.
of those weekly calls, it was so freaking funny.
Yeah.
I basically did the same thing, but I basically was in the meeting like
Okay.
this, but then
Yeah.
just completely muted and no camera screen. And
Oh
then
my
what I
God.
did was, wait
Yeah.
one sec, I'm gonna just try and find one. Give me one moment. Give me one moment. Here, listen to this. Ah, shit. Computer's bugging. I have too many tabs open. Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
basically, keep in
Yeah.
mind, this was on the client weekly call, and I was just sitting there like this, right? And then I
Yeah.
started playing it. Oh my God, the faces were hilarious. They were like, it was so funny because
Oh,
other people were
yeah,
like, they were like, they had their phone,
yeah,
and they showed themselves, and
yeah.
they had the same thing as you. They were like, what the fuck? Where is the sound
Well,
coming
like,
from?
where is it coming
And
from?
the funny thing was that
Yeah.
I was like crying in laughter because I was just looking at it because they couldn't see me. And then what happened was they were like
Yeah,
this at the screen, like,
yeah,
and you saw it like shaking, right? It was so
yeah.
funny. And then
Oh,
they basically left and came back.
yeah.
I did
Dude, you're
like heavy
crazy, man.
metal, and I
Dude,
did
that's crazy.
like this. Here, you
Yeah,
have to imagine that like
yeah,
you guys are like this on your phone, right? Here, watch this.
exactly. Yeah, that's right. True, true, true. Oh my God.
Oh, and then also
Oh,
heavy metal music, like, you know, it was so funny. It was
oh
so
my God.
funny. And
That's
then
crazy,
suddenly when
bro.
they left, like I
Yeah.
was crying. Like it was so hilarious, man. So now with this
Yeah.
intro, it's perfect. But what's also
Yeah.
even funnier
Yeah.
is basically these things here. If I, for example, like do the same thing right now,
Yeah. Oh
just
my
like this
God.
shit during the call,
Yeah.
sometimes it's
Yeah.
so funny, man. If you time it right, it is
Yeah.
so funny. Like
Yeah.
someone going through something or sharing like a very emotional
Yeah.
story or whatever, you're like,
Yeah. I mean, I don't
all
think so.
these
So many people
buttons.
do this actually. I don't think so. So many
No,
people do this
no
in
one
like
knows
Zoom
this.
calls
No
or
one knows
anything
how to
like. And
do
this
it.
is the
It's
first
so
time, and
fucking
it's like
funny.
so cool. I think
But
people
you have
should
to
do this.
time it super well, you know. You have
Exactly.
to
That's
really,
the
really time it. Oh
exactly.
well.
That's the secret.
You know, so many of these memes things. It's hilarious,
Exactly,
man.
man. It's amazing. Yeah.
Oh, god damn. I could be doing this all day. Okay, well, let's get
Yeah.
into it. So, obviously, we'll start out with a little Q&A. You can drop your questions in the Zoom chat, or you can just raise your hand and I'll give you the mic. I won't blast it with rock and roll music. Don't worry. I'll dive
I
into
mean,
it.
I had a question, man. Like, so I started my team page like in July, and I started posting content and stuff. And I started using one of the engagement strategies, like I mean the 50 rule, like engaging on explore page, like finding like 15
Yeah.
new posts and trying to engage it. The problem with that is that like so when commenting like Instagram they can remove your comment. So if you get like two strikes or something, and like, and when you check your account status,
Mm,
like I mean, kind of like has a problem, right? So that's one thing I faced with my previous team page as well. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, like how it happens. Like maybe some like context or I mean, the comment is good. It's like not generic comment, but like somehow,
Mm.
like
And it gets removed by the owner or by Instagram?
like by Instagram, I think. I think the owner sometimes reports it, or like maybe like the
Mm.
comment is like it's breaking the community guidelines. That's one thing I always struggle with. Actually, I don't know how to solve it out. Actually.
Interesting. And do you mean like, is Instagram limiting you with like how many activities you can do, or is it actually the comment getting deleted?
It's the comment. They remove the comment actually from the post
Hmm,
which I
that's
engage
so
on actually.
interesting. To be honest, I've never heard of that. Like, I'm not sure what type of controversial ass comments you're commenting,
No,
but
it's just
I've
like
never heard
I
of that.
say I just
Fuck you,
comment
bitch,
like
follow me.
I just say like I love the post. It's amazing and stuff,
Hmm,
and I say I send you a DM. Like would say if you comment like I send you a DM. Can you check it? And they removed it. That it just happened like on just yesterday actually.
sorry, could you type it out in the Zoom chat? Like what you comment?
Yeah. 1 minute.
Where can I find these types of content? Let's go, Vinya. Ideally, I do want everyone to show their faces, just
Yeah,
because
so this
it's
is the yeah, so this is the comment I send actually. I send you a
is
DM
this
like
the
this.
exact one? Send your DM.
Yeah, something like this. Yeah, it was like this only. Yeah.
Gotcha. And then what do you do? Do you DM these people or how does
No,
it
it
work?
just like so what happened was I'm trying to like I'm trying to create an engagement group so we can like so there are like other team page owners like who are having like 45 followers or 30
Gotcha.
followers. So I message like few people like
Paste in
so
your username as well in chat, just so I can pull it up on
y-
Instagram.
yeah, sure, sure.
Oh, it's also very funny, guys, is that through all this Instagram coaching, you guys will become absolute masters of the algorithm. And besides that, a very, very funny hack that you can even do when you're noob friends is the explore page, right? So the explore page is always trained based on the majority of content you watch. So if your friends, let's say, have an explore page filled with big booty women, then you now know that that's what they consume. It's very, very cool. All right, let's go to business Stripe, I like your username, although it does have a dot. That's what I'm a little bit allergic for. Your logo is nice.
Yeah.
Highlights are okay. Helping you quit your job and start making personal. Okay, cool. Let's check out your whole funnel and everything. You also have DMs turned off, by the way, just so you know. I can't DM you.
Okay.
Okay, so you're basically affiliating for this guy, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Gotcha. All right. Personal brand. Awesome. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I would recommend posting these as reels. So we actually do this for myself and also for one of our clients. We do the same approach. So
Okay.
this is one of our clients. We manage his whole brand. We do shout outs for him and everything. But
Awesome.
you see this post?
Yeah.
4.4K. Boom.
Okay. So
It's
it's like
freaking
a
awesome.
reel. Okay.
Exactly. I'm sure you can remake it as well in a real style. I don't have the
Yeah.
template right now, but I kind of have the same thing here for this one, right?
Yeah. Okay.
It's very easy. So that's number
Awesome. Thanks, man.
one.
Okay.
Let's see if this is right. Okay. Maybe change your name to like 3 keywords. I think that would be better. Just
Okay.
because if you're small, no one cares about your name. You
Yeah.
can definitely have it if you really love your name. But to be
Okay.
honest, you have your name like 3 times in my face. So I don't really want to see it a fourth time. Or sorry, the third
Okay.
time. So it's one,
Okay.
2, 3, right? So
Yeah.
ideally you want to I would stick to like keywords just because you're small. And
Okay.
yeah, if you're small, then obviously you want to optimize for getting big.
Okay.
So let's see. Okay, you're doing that content. That's awesome. So for this content, you will probably be putting in a lot of work into this. But to be honest, I wouldn't post this content only if you have 1 to 5K followers. Reason
Okay.
being is because you won't go viral with a post like this.
Yeah.
This is just to nurture the community even more. The
Yeah.
way to go viral for you is through reels. So I would just stick
Reels.
to one reel a day. There's
Okay.
also a video on my YouTube channel called How to Go Viral. You have to type in the keyword viral and then you'll find like a video. It's where
Okay.
I explain the VRSA system
Okay.
because with content, it's very simple.
Yeah.
Give me one moment. So with content, it's always selection,
Okay.
creation, and reflection.
Okay.
So what I mean with this is first you want to obviously select the content you're going to be posting, then you
Okay.
want to actually start creating it, and then you
Okay.
want to start reflecting on the performance itself. So what I
Okay.
mean is for each of these stages, you have to have a strategy in place, a way to approach this basically. So
Okay.
for the selection of your content, we use the VRSA strategy. It's something I won't go into today, but it's
Okay.
something I explained in one of the previous meetings too. There's an
Sure.
entire document we made for it too. You can find this on YouTube. It's in the description too. It's also in the school community. But in
Okay.
here, I briefly explain how the VRSA system works in a document.
Okay.
Goddamn, I have too many tabs open now. Okay.
Yeah.
So if we go down, you will be able to find it here.
Okay.
There you go. This is it. And then on the call, I basically explain how to do it. So this is for the
Okay.
selection process, right?
Yeah.
Then obviously step 3 is how do you create content, right? That's like the second step. So for
Yeah.
you in the creation process, let's go to the reels. You use that template, right? And now you're posting a lot of motivational
Yeah. I'm using your
content.
template, man.
Yeah, that's awesome,
Yeah.
man. Keep it
Yeah.
going. Keep it going.
Yeah.
What I would recommend you do, especially with the, let's see, okay, yeah, your captions are killer. Hashtags
Okay.
can be better because your hashtags are very big. Um,
Okay.
I would use the tips I give here. So for hashtags, this is everything here.
Okay.
This is for the hashtags. So you basically can go back into one of those videos. I
Yeah.
also just dropped a link of the document below. So you can just access it through the Zoom right now as well. And I'll also post it in school after the call. It's pretty self-explanatory. So
Sure.
let's get into it. Let's see here. Okay, so you're posting that content. So for your selection process, you want to get better at it. There's a
Okay.
lot of different variety of content that you are posting right now. Where are
Yeah.
you getting your content from? Is it the Explore page, TikTok, or different theme pages?
So So I did like research on the on the top theme pages. So I just I take some time early like, before my job. So I just do some research. I check the reels. I check for maybe like 500K views on some reels, and then I choose I pick I find like three reels. I find them on YouTube as well for reels and TikTok, and then I kind of download those clippings, and then I would say, and then I
Gotcha.
recreate it actually.
I
Yeah.
would stick to one thing, one way of research, and get super good at it. So,
Okay.
how we always approach it with our clients is that ideally you want to do it on the explore page, either on TikTok or on Instagram.
Okay.
So, you have a Reels tab, and you scroll to the Reels tab, you can
Yeah.
get certain Reels, right? It's the same thing
Yeah.
on the explore page. What
Yeah.
happens is if you find, let's say, a Reel and you're scrolling, you want
Okay.
to learn how to not consume the Reel, but produce and select the Reel. So what I mean is, you
Okay.
first want to look at, for example, the amount of likes it has, right? So the
Yeah.
only thing that my eyes are on once I'm scrolling is the number of likes, for example, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm
Yeah.
scrolling. Okay, bingo. Got
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
post that has a certain amount of likes.
Yeah.
Then I check certain other parts, right? So again,
Yeah.
this is the selection process. And then
Okay.
after you select it, like let's say 10, you go to
Okay.
the saved posts you have on Instagram on your
Okay.
account, and then
Yeah.
you reselect them, right? You redo them, you re-go through them.
Yeah.
You really make
Yeah.
sure like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe that one you do like, maybe that one you don't like. Okay, this one
Yeah.
does stick to my strategy, this one doesn't stick to my strategy. Because the
Yeah.
thing is with re-going through it, it's the same as like making beats, right? I already
Yeah.
shared this before. Like I had um a channel where I made beats on FL Studio. I'll just type it in here. I'll drop it in the description too. It's still a fucking banger. I played it the last weekly call.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking. Okay, so I played it the last weekly call too. But basically why I'm showing this is number one, because the beat is fucking banger.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. Let me share my sound. Yeah, this is it. So why I'm like sharing this specific beat in the background, it's also me talking over the beat. So
Yeah.
basically with the beat itself,
Yeah.
it's the same thing as making beats. You make a beat, day one, you think, oh my God, this is gonna blow up. I'm the next producer. I can work with everyone. I'm the legend, right? And then
Yeah.
what happens in day maybe like 3 or 2, once you listen
Yeah.
to the beat again, you're like, holy
Yeah.
shit, this is actually so fucking shit. So
Yeah.
it's the same thing with the reels that you choose, right? You
Yeah.
never want to like go right ahead unless you really, really know 100% sure if it's a banger
Okay.
or not. If you're not
Okay.
able to identify really key bangers, like holy shit, I know that this shit is gonna work, then you
Yeah.
want to get better at
Yeah.
selection process, right?
Okay.
So how do you
Okay.
select the content? You obviously
Yeah.
first want to understand where to select the content, the explore page, YouTube, TikTok, etc. And
Yeah.
obviously, what do you need to look at in the selection process? I
Okay.
shared this here in the document before.
Yeah.
How do you select the content by PRSA, for example, and reanalyzing your content?
Okay.
So now you have the creation down, your
Yeah.
selection sucks, and your
Yeah.
reflection sucks probably as well. So the
Okay.
reflection part, you need to re-reflect back on it, right? So if let's say
Yeah.
this post gets 1,500 views and 100 likes, you
Yeah.
did something different on choosing this content versus the other ones. So
Yeah.
you want to reanalyze it, go back, right? You always
Okay.
have the original sourcing, you always want to save this because
Yeah.
that is the key. If one thing
Yeah.
has 1,000 views and one thing has 100 views, that
Yeah.
is like I don't know, 1,000% increase or something like that, right? If you think in
Yeah.
percentages and you want to
Yeah.
think in these percentages, you don't want to be looking at numbers, you want to look at in percentages.
Yeah.
So that's a key point. The same thing with this one with 4K views, right? Like, why did it get 4K views? What was the
Yeah.
topic? What was the style of the video? Are there subtitles, right? Go
Yeah.
into it, spend time on it. Because
Okay.
it isn't about the quantity at the beginning, it's really about the selection, right? If
Okay.
you, let's say, have 3 likes and then you have a post with 164, there's
Yeah.
something that you're doing super well on this one and
Yeah.
super bad on the other one. So this
Other
means
one.
you're experimenting, right?
Yeah.
Then the next tip is do not post this content. It is shit. It will no, so the biggest it's actually also the definition of insanity. Keep doing the same things over and expecting a different result.
Okay.
You posted this content, you posted this content, you posted this content, you posted this content. It's all the same style, but the performance always sucks.
Yeah.
Nothing broke 1,000 views, right?
Yeah.
28 views, 4 views, 32 views.
Yeah.
Um, 11 views. You know, this is a random one. Let's see, probably a few before. I know, didn't before. So basically, you experimented, but it didn't work. So you got to
Yeah.
quit it. Ideally, I
Okay.
would recommend to delete everything that has below probably like 200 views. If it has below 200 views, just delete it because it will
Okay.
only like hurt your page to keep it on there because your engagement rate is the way Instagram judges your account if it's good or not, if it's going to get pushed or not.
Okay.
So the engagement rate is based on the amount of posts you have and about
Okay.
the average amount of views and likes you get per post, right? So let's say
Okay.
you have a post that has, let's say, 100 likes and you have a post with 1,000 likes. Then what Instagram does is it gets that one, throws it on an average, divides it by 2, and then
Yeah.
that's your engagement percentage. Not exactly, but that's like the basic explanation I have for it. And then based on this engagement percentage, they
Yeah.
rank your account, they judge your account. They say, well, your page sucks and your page is good. We're going to push your page because we do not want our consumers, our users on the platform to hate the platform because your shitty content is shown
Yeah.
to, right? Because
Yeah.
what does Instagram do? Instagram always optimizes for content that works. Why?
Yeah.
Because what's their goal? Their goal is to keep people on the platform longer, right?
Yeah.
So you want to start using that information to be able to optimize as well, right? If you, let's say, again, have 46 views and you have 36 and you have 10 and 23, this is literally like you telling to Instagram, hey, I do not want to be pushed. Hey, I don't know what I'm doing. And my account, don't push it to people. Because Instagram is rewarding you and literally screaming at you, do not post
Okay.
this again. Why?
Okay.
Because the way you posted it, the way you selected it, the way you created it, it doesn't fit your page,
Okay.
right? So I won't go super deep into it in terms of technical stuff, but a very long story short and to the point, do not post that content again. Please delete
Yeah.
them and then
Sure,
start
man. Sure.
focusing on these 3 steps: selection, creation,
And
reflection.
reflection. Yeah.
Yeah. And then go through this document, watch the entire callback, learn about the viral
Yeah.
strategy video I have on YouTube, and then
Okay.
start implementing. And next week, if you're there again, I want
Yeah.
to see improvements.
Sure. Sure, man. Sure. Definitely, actually.
Let's
Yeah.
fucking go, man. Let's
Yeah.
fucking go. And
Yeah.
again, like the thing is, you always want to like try and look at your account and see if there's, this is called outliers, right? So
Yeah.
outliers are basically content pieces that perform better than the average ones. So the
Yeah.
average are like these, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then these, this is all average.
Yeah.
But
I
then
mean,
this one and
something
this
which I
one
don't
are
understand is,
outliers.
yeah, something which I don't understand is like, I mean, like all the reels which I pick, like some of them are really good on TikTok. They got like almost like a
Yeah.
million views and stuff. And then, I mean, and I think like you know what, I post this on Instagram, I'm going to get at least like 1,000 views. I mean,
Mm,
I'm not going to go like it's not going to go crazy.
yeah.
I would say it's not going to get so much engagement. I just like I find like these kind of reels, and sometimes like, I think the schedule. I think I'm posting it on early morning time in Dubai or something. I don't know what's it actually.
Time doesn't matter too much, man. Time
Yeah.
doesn't matter too much. A lot of
Okay.
people blame it on hashtags, time, caption,
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever. It's always
Yeah.
like completely bullshit because all the videos that
Yeah.
you see online, on
Yeah.
YouTube as well, the best hashtag strategy, whatever, you want to
Yeah.
perceive hashtags, captions, etc. as a bonus. You know, it's
Okay.
if you do it correctly, it adds as a
Yeah.
bonus
Okay.
to explode it, right? But
Yeah.
everything in this document, especially
Yeah.
the selection process, that
Yeah.
is literally what's going to make or break your content. So for
Okay.
you,
Yeah.
maybe you don't understand virality, right? And after watching the video, maybe you will look at virality completely different because I look at percentages and you may look at views and numbers. That's
Okay.
very interesting, right? Then the
Yeah.
next thing is we look at recency. How old is the content? How long ago was it posted? Maybe that's
Okay.
something you overlooked. Maybe you
Yeah.
got content from 2 years ago, and guess what
Maybe.
happens?
Yeah.
Other people would have reposted the shit out of it in the meantime, which means
So true.
Instagram recognizes it. Instagram
Yeah.
knows that's the same content piece. So
Yeah.
they
That
will be
makes so
like,
much
ah,
sense. Yeah.
it's this guy. He's also posting it, and all these other guys posted it previously.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, we're not going to post it, but push it again and make it go viral again because it went viral already,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Sometimes they make it go viral twice, but this is when you tweak it to something else,
Quickly.
right?
Okay.
So that's
Yeah.
why we have this template. This template is to tweak it. It's to have the same video, but in a
Yeah.
different way on the platform. Your template is different than mine, and that
Yeah.
template is different than mine. Phineas template is different than ours, right? So in
Yeah.
this way, we can still use the same style, but it's to do with metadata. That's what it's called. I won't go into it right now, but
Okay.
stick to this, learn about
Okay.
this, and
Okay.
then I can literally guarantee that you would get one video with 1 million views within the next 30 days if you
Yeah.
implement this strategy. And that's a big
Okay.
guarantee I have.
Awesome. I'll do it,
Let's go,
Alex.
man.
I'll do it, man. I'll do it.
Let's fucking go. And
Yeah.
believe me when I say
Yeah.
that like I haven't exploded yet. And what I mean with I haven't exploded yet, there's 3 people in the call. Meanwhile, I do these calls free. I have
Okay.
6 million followers to my name, and there are
Okay.
so many people that can use a strategy to blow up their entire account. But
Okay.
I can guarantee 99% of people, or maybe like even 99.9% of people, do not know this strategy, do not know and understand what this actually means to go viral.
Yeah.
Why? Because I made this shit myself. This is my
Yeah.
strategy. I named
Yeah.
this. I literally woke up one day, I was like, what makes a post go viral?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, it's insane you're giving this for free, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
My God, dude. It's
Yeah, no,
crazy.
totally. Totally. And that's kind of like
Yeah.
my goal with it and giving
Yeah.
this away for you guys is to literally just help you go viral, build a platform. Because
Yeah.
the thing is, if you guys know how to do it once, you can do it twice. And
Yeah.
that's the key. Then it really
Yeah.
gets fun. I want
Yeah.
you guys coming to the call with all sorts of different projects and
Yeah.
going too fast. That's what I want. I want you to think like, oh, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that, I can do that, I can do that. And then I'm
Yeah.
gonna make it specific for you with the
Yeah.
best ways to go about it.
Yeah.
And then we can start
Yeah.
talking about monetization. How do you make
Yeah.
money from the page? Because again,
Exactly.
if let's
Yeah.
say there's 2,000 people in the school, right? Or
Yeah.
4,000 or 5,000 or whatever, and I
Yeah.
can help at least 50 of them completely go viral, completely for
Yeah.
zero, right?
Yeah.
Imagine what they can do if they just implement the monetization strategies or the scaling
Yeah.
strategies we have, right?
Yeah.
Like this is what our paid clients do, but on a fast track, right? All I've
Okay.
done here is just put it on a document, but we do
Yeah.
it a little bit slightly different, which is a little bit faster. But again,
Okay.
it's the same information. Information
Okay.
isn't the key. It's all about implementation, doing
Yeah.
it, and learning
Yeah.
from your mistakes. That's also the
Exactly.
main reason people fail with this business. They don't stick to it long enough, right? That's why I always tell
Exactly.
people if they choose a certain business model like team pages or drop shipping or whatever it is, do
Yeah.
not like after you get discouraged because it doesn't work for you in the way you did it, don't get discouraged to completely like paint it off as it worked for me or it didn't work for me. No, the things you tested didn't work
Yeah.
for you specifically. So
Yeah.
you have to test different things. And that's
Yeah.
where people get frustrated because they have no fucking clue what to test. And the
Exactly.
thing with
I
team
mean,
pages is that they
yeah.
have so much information, so many different sources that they have
Yeah.
no clue what to start testing. And this is the key reason, right? People like yourself might be posting all the shit, but you have to
Yeah.
keep in mind that there's also people on the platform who've literally been doing it for 2 or 3 years that are
Yeah.
still getting the same amount of views. And those are the
Exactly.
people I want to help because those are the people who have commitment, motivation, who can stick to something long term consistently, still be
Yeah.
happy with the results, want to do
Also,
this
yeah.
for the long term, but are
Yeah.
just applying it in the wrong way.
Wrong way. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if those people, it can get to these calls, or if you guys know a couple of people in your network as well that you think, okay, those guys are killers. If they have some sort of information like this, like
Yeah.
just refer them to the community. It's completely
Yeah.
free. And besides that, those are the people you want to search for. Because at the end of the day, I always call it like people who start this business and who this business is for, and in general entrepreneurship as well, are literally scientists,
Yeah.
people who experiment 24/7, but they make a commitment to stick to one specific thing for the
Yeah.
long term. So what I
Yeah.
mean with that is, again, some people may stick to it for a couple months, they don't see results, they quit,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
what happens is maybe not to do with the frustration or that it doesn't work or whatever. What I always
Yeah.
believe stems from the reason they're trying to build it. For me, it was never about money and it was never about followers. It just
Yeah.
suddenly happened. I
Yeah.
wanted to build a community of people that were like-minded because I felt very alone in my life when I started this business. Very alone. I thought differently. I
Yeah.
thought that I was a dumb kid, that like my friends from primary school, they went to a higher level. I wasn't allowed to the level because of
Yeah.
like 0.05 difference in my gradings, right? It was complete bullshit.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
nothing seemed to work for me at that moment in my life. Like nothing. Job sucked. I was washing dishes, it was terrible. I tried to go to the gym. My body was completely like fatigued after the work and the dishes too. It was
Yeah.
like fucking crazy hours. Obviously, people if you know, like a good restaurant, the dishwashers, they get fucking abused, man. They're like the trash of the trash in the restaurant.
Yeah, man,
Yeah. So long story short, you
it's
had to
really
go
crazy.
through
Yeah,
that to be able to get to the good part, right? I don't want to like make this a whole sob story, but I do want to tell you that like
yeah,
you want to find out the reason why you actually want to do this. Because for me, I truly believe that if you find a topic that you personally like, the results to success will just be a injection of momentum for you, an injection of encouragement, injection of boosting in terms
yeah,
of energy to be able to build something big. But if the main primary reason is because of numbers or because of money or whatever, I do not believe a lot of people will succeed with it. And that's why I always encourage start your first page about literally something that you consume already, right?
yeah.
If you literally just again go to your explore page on your Instagram account, it's like on the search thingy, like there's a little magnifying glass on your phone. It's filled
Exactly.
with a gallery of random content. That random content is based on what you consume most. So let's say there's a lot of motivational content there, then obviously
Yeah,
start a fucking motivational page, right? You have no
yeah,
clout to do it, but make the
yeah,
fucking commitment, you know? Tell
exactly.
yourself that you're gonna do it.
Yeah,
Stick
I
to
mean
it.
it's hard. I mean it's really hard, man. I mean because thing is like social media, like I mean you see all these like I mean kids like come and popping up like saying that I made
Mm,
10K a month. Like I'm 10K like a month is like everywhere in social media. It's like and you
the
kind
deep.
of get this like feeling that like you're far behind, and these guys are. I mean the truth. I mean the most and the honest truth and the brutal truth is that these guys have been doing it for like 3 to 4 years. They have the reps in,
Yeah,
like and we are just starting, and they're like years ahead of us. So it's going to take us like 3 years, But the problem is they already did those 3 years actually, and we are just starting right now. So we have to be patient enough and play the long game actually. Yeah. I mean,
exactly.
Nicholas Pede, I mean, if you look at his page and his personal brand and his like team page, uh, I think his page is, what's his page name?
Money focus.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, he's been doing
Yeah.
it for the last 8 years. 8 years he spent like building that page.
Mm,
Seriously. I mean, that's like, so it's been, I think something I struggled with initially, like the last 4 months when I started my first page, which it like failed miserably because I got scammed by this like the big page. They bought followers for me.
mm.
So that was really bad. So yeah, I think you just have to be patient and just like have a good
You basically
strategy.
bought followers and then they didn't give you them, or
No, it was like shout out actually, but the thing
yeah,
was it
yeah,
was all fake followers. The whole account was fake. Like actually,
yeah.
yeah, like 100K followers, but like it is like all fake.
Mm,
Seriously, I mean, I got like for like 2,000 followers like in like 2 3 days time. But then when I
yeah.
started posting, I couldn't like I didn't make any cash out of
Another
it.
another tip too for you, don't focus on engagement groups. Like
Okay.
you want to stick to something, which is the key rule for me
Yeah.
in everything I do. And the thing
Yeah.
is, I'm still evolving as a business, you know. I have very, very big ambitions,
Yeah.
but I'm still like literally evolving every single day with breakthroughs, etc. But the
Yeah.
key is it's not in the new information, it's about the information that you already know, but you just
Yeah.
have to stick to. So the first
Yeah.
rule is basically this one,
Okay.
80-20 rule. I'm not sure if you guys know it, but it is the fundamental building block for my entire success. And I
Okay.
believe it's also for you guys. So
Okay.
80-20 rule basically explains that 20% of your efforts lead to
Okay.
80% of the results.
Yeah.
80% of your efforts lead to
Yeah.
20% of your results. So
Okay.
what this says is that you want to find the 20%, and I am literally giving it to you right here in that process with, again, I'm just going to type it out, selection, creation, reflection. And this is purely for content, right?
Yeah.
Purely for content. Obviously, there's different things for different like parts of your profile,
Yeah.
but this is the fundamental building block. So the
Okay.
only focus you should have is reflect, post,
Okay.
consume a
Okay.
bunch,
Yeah.
research a bunch, reflect, post, like literally that process. And if you
Yeah.
can use us, the school community, as a way to say, like, Alex, what is wrong with this post? Here's a source. This is the post. It didn't
Yeah.
go viral. Why?
Yeah.
Explain it to me according to your fancy VRSA system. And I'll explain it to you. And then you take a note and then obviously go through it because it's never in the new information. It's always
Yeah.
in the slight small information that you have to repeat over and over and over. It's the same thing in the gym, right? What
Yeah.
makes a bodybuilder is not the fancy tracking. It's not the exact macros you need to eat. It's literally the fundamental building block of going a certain moment of
Yeah.
training certain exercises and eating a certain amount in
Yeah.
all kinds of different facets, right? Protein, fat, whatever. And this is the whole thing. That is the fundamental building block. It's not about the other 80%, which is the exact way you do your exercise, the exact way you put your pulse in the best way so you can optimize for the amount of muscle fibers that get torn so you can be able
Yeah.
to grow your muscle in the best way possible. Or the
Yeah.
best time for you to go to the gym so you can basically grow the biggest, best muscles, whatever. The best
Okay.
days in the moment in the week to be able to, it's all bullshit. You want to focus on the key fundamental building blocks. It's the same thing with posting times, hashtags, captions. Stop,
Okay.
stop. Focus on this. Focus on
Okay.
selection, creation, reflection. Focus on learning how to create better content. Watch tutorials about CapCut, about YouTube, how to create videos, Premiere Pro, right? There's so much information out there about it.
Yeah.
And then selection, right? VRSA, learn how to go viral.
Yeah.
Okay, take a look at my personal brand. Yep, I will. Give me 1 second. So that's the number one lesson. And the number
Yeah.
two is energy, right? So
Yeah.
this is literally like another fundamental building block and this is the reason why people fail. This
Okay.
obviously, it says like cleaning, this, that, brain fog, drinking, whatever. But this is obviously a very generic life, right? But it is literally the same thing as a theme page. Around this circle, you can literally write down people you follow that don't add value to you or you are jealous of or you look up to, whatever. Track your
Okay.
time. I used a 30-minute block schedule. You can also type this in. I'll try to find a template I had for it. 30-minute time block schedule. Just type it in on the internet. I'm sure you'll find it. It's called time blocking. And what you
Okay.
do is you literally like track your time every single 30 minutes or every single hour of what you actually did. If you do this for like a week, you will notice that you're losing so much fucking time. And it's crazy. It's crazy. If you just track that for an entire week for yourself, you'll notice, holy shit,
Yeah.
there's so much energy.
Yeah.
It's going like this, but it's not a
Shipping here
single
and there.
focus.
Yeah. Exactly.
And people do not know, or they get doubtful, or they get confused, or they get hurt, or fearful, or whatever, about where they have to put their focus. And that's why people need mentors. People need mentors for that information, but also
Yeah.
for the confirmation that what they're doing is actually good, right? Hey,
Yeah.
you're doing an awesome job. Keep it going. Stick to it. Because the reason, again, why people fail is because they, the freaking image is blurred. But basically what this says is that here they start, right? And they basically have a big hype and whatever. Then it goes down. But in this period in the middle, this is where they quit. Why? Because they don't see results or they don't see the results they were looking for. But what they don't know is that if they continue doing the same things over and over, tweaking it every single day, that they are literally set up for these results in the future, right?
Yeah.
And this is
Yeah.
what people are super scared to do. It's the same thing as fitness, right? People want to see a quick six pack. Why, for example, in January, does everyone go to the gym? Well, obviously because they have this boost, right? It's another programmed way of society labeling a certain moment of a life to say, hey, it's a new year, so it's a new you. I hate labels. I hate years, times, dates, months, birthdays. I hate it completely. I don't like it. For example, for this year, right? I have a podcast about this on my YouTube channel too with one of our clients. Fuck birthdays, I don't fucking care about a birthday. I genuinely don't. I think it's super weird that there's a
Yeah.
date for you in the year because you were born. Like, it's just my personal opinion. Maybe you care a lot about birthdays and you love it, and that's your own personal opinion.
I
That's
don't, man. I don't.
But for other people, for me, it's just
Yeah.
very weird, right?
Yeah.
If you bring
Yeah.
this back to like nearly everything we do, you can
Yeah.
think about things very, very differently. So, long story short, we won't dive into that topic,
Sure.
but long story short, you want to start compounding every single day. Implement one slight difference. Have one different thing that you look at in your selection process, right? Implement one slight thing because this will be an information overload with all the stuff I'm giving you. But I always tell people, also clients, take away one or two things, only one or two things, and implement them tomorrow. If you feel there's so much information, just take the two key things that you remember, write them down, stick to them, improve them. And then once you improve them, go to the next two, then go to the next, then go to the next two. And then suddenly, instead of two, you will be able to do four. And then instead of 4, you'll be able to do 8. Then you'll be able to do 16, 32, 64, and 28, right? It's crazy. Again,
Yeah.
it compounds, right? For me, the
Yeah.
same thing. If I look at my schedule right now with how much I do in in a day and how quick I do it in comparison to 2 years ago, if you showed me my schedule today, 2 years ago, I would be like, holy shit, what? You know, I would do a project right now in an hour that I would take a week before. Why? Because of this shit, commitment long term. You decided, you stick to your own words to make something that you like, that you can actually want to put in the effort in, regardless of any results. And you focus on a few key things every single day. The compounding effect, right? You don't want to start your bodybuilding process out with, okay, I gotta do the macros, I gotta sleep right, I gotta have this exercise sheet, and I gotta track
Yeah.
this on a spreadsheet every single day with what I eat and this and that. No,
Yeah.
you start with actually going to the gym consistently for a week. Then guess what you do additionally? Okay, then week 2, you cut out your sugar. Week 3, you start optimizing your diet. Week 4, you start optimizing your sleep. Week 5, so you lay out
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
plan. And
Yeah.
this is
Step
the
by step.
exact same
Yeah.
thing with this, right? You
Yeah.
first start your page, then you go to the logo, then you go to the highlights, then you go to the this, then you go to the that. And now for you, it's all about optimization. So
Yeah.
just focus on the VRSA. And
Yeah.
again, I can guarantee that you will be able to get at least 1 million views on one of the videos you have.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Thank you so much, Alex, man. I really appreciate this actually. I mean, on things which you're putting out there, I've seen your YouTube videos. I'm consuming all the content which you're putting. And personally, probably like by probably next week or end of September, I want to get on to like the coaching programs you have as well. So I'm
Let's
saving
go, man.
up some cash for it and stuff. So
Let's
yeah.
go, man. I'm hyped to
Yeah.
have you, It's the same thing with Annette too. She wants to
Yeah.
join as well. And again, I want to make sure again that you guys are able to progress.
Yeah.
Because for me, when I started out this journey, again, I felt alone. I wanted to build this so I could actually have followers to talk to meet up, to, you know, talk about cool shit because I was building it around a topic that would attract different people about the topic too. Because my
Yeah.
current surroundings are fucked, right?
Yeah.
Right now, like 99% of my time is all focused on the right people, right environment, right food, right things that actually return a certain amount of energy to me. I don't
Okay.
spend time on anything else. It's the same thing with principles cutting out people. Cutting out
Yeah.
people, this is a weird mental shift that I can give you guys. People are afraid to cut out people because they don't want to disappoint them or they feel guilty or whatever. But guess what? Let's turn it around. People know exactly when you are changing. People know exactly when Alex is changing. They notice, they feel the friction. And guess what? Over time, that friction will become more and more and more if they don't change with you. So basically, what's happening is if you choose to stay in the same environment with the same people, you are doing them a disservice, right? Because
Yeah.
they are not able to grow because you stepped away. If I, let's say, stayed in my same friend environment, they would have not been able to realize the lessons they needed to learn to be able to continue in their life. I was holding on to them because I was afraid to let go. But now that I did, I made
Exactly.
them, I did them a service, not per se me, but I did them a service because people subconsciously feel if something isn't right or wrong, right? They
Exactly.
notice, they absolutely notice. And this is
Yeah.
something you can't neglect. People
Yeah.
know this feeling that you're afraid to let go, whatever. And it's just a matter of time. But some people never let go, they never grow, they never change, and they stay in the same position. And that is fine. But then that frustration bottles up and suddenly you collapse in a way.
Yeah.
Suicide, depression, whatever. And for me, the same thing, right? Depression, my opinion on depression and feeling down and even like traumas is nothing more than a spike in emotion that gets created by compounding shit over time. That's my belief in it, right? And what you want to do is the moment you feel that shit compounding for you, try to do everything it takes to remove that or change it or do it differently, right? For me right now too, sometimes I'm in an environment where what I don't like. Guess what I do as a trick? I put on my headphones, I literally put my bang bang music on fucking 300 and I just walk through it. I don't listen to them. I don't look at them. I don't speak to them. I just zone in and I get out of that environment as quick as I can. Because
Yeah.
again, sometimes we need to be in there. It isn't a perfect life. You don't have the perfect people. You don't have everything perfect. Nothing is perfect, but you have to
Exactly.
learn how to deal with it. And that's
Yeah.
kind of like my perspective on it,
Yeah.
especially with cutting out people. Cutting out people is always such a negative thing, but
Yeah.
approach it very happily. By
Yeah.
doing so, you're helping them, but you're also helping yourself,
Yeah.
right? So that's kind of my 2 cents on it. There's an entire podcast I recorded about this, but it's basically the short
Yeah.
summary.
Awesome. I think you need to go and check with Anna's the personal brand.
100%, man. 100%.
And yeah.
I mean, I can't wait to do fucking public speaking. I will be fucking banger at that.
Yeah, you'll
That was
pretty
always one of my dreams, man.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, I'm not sure if you saw a YouTube video of me dancing, but once I have energy outbursts,
Yeah.
let's go.
Oh my God. Seriously, bro. That's amazing.
All right, so let's go into your account. Okay, perfect. So this is pretty crazy. 12K views, 4 likes. Let's see. I'm gonna think about this something. Awesome. So what do you feel personally, Annette, are your main struggles right now?
Well, to be honest, I mean, it's not a theme page really. It's this affiliate program personal brand thing.
Yeah.
One thing that I want to mention, because I'm on a mobile, and for the last few weeks, I've seen totally different numbers on views on mobile and desktop, and I'm talking about 200K, I mean 200 or 20K views. So I'm just checking your, because I don't have a desktop at the moment, but it's super weird. But
Yeah, it
apart from
definitely
that,
is.
I don't know if it's something wrong with my account, but this is the fifth month now that I'm being consistent with posting. And for the last 2 weeks, I would say I'm not very
Yeah.
selective. The selection part is a bit off because
Yeah.
of other problems that I have. So I try to at least stay consistent with 2 reels a day.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Also testing some old reels now that the views are better than in the beginning.
Yeah.
But overall, yeah, I'm still struggling with the selection part. It's
That's freaking awesome. That's freaking awesome. I love that you understand the main principle, which is obviously staying consistent, right? That in the midst of like shit that's happening, you're still staying
Yeah.
consistent. Really, really
yeah,
good.
it's yeah, that's why it's not it's only the consistency for the last few
Yeah.
weeks. But
I think
at least
I think indeed the views are very weird because 8 likes in comparison to 7K views is very strange. If you let's say
yeah.
compare it with Ronald's theme page too, like he
Mhm.
gets more likes than you. Typically a theme page gets less likes than a personal brand. So I'm not sure if Philip's program, they're maybe putting your posts in engagement groups. I'm not sure if that's something that they're doing.
No, I mean not really, no.
Maybe
It's
that you don't know of, but maybe that they're doing this either way with clients. I'm not sure exactly. The reason is because obviously they want you to succeed. And I'm not 100% sure, but it very much looks like an engagement group because if using correlation to the amount of likes, it's super weird. It really is. So
Mm.
I think a key thing for you is to maybe go to the school community videos to learn a bit more about like the content creation part and then also content selection. Watch a couple of the YouTube videos back we have. And I would also think about something bigger than just this viral content that you're kind of like reposting or remaking. I would think about something beyond the viral mix, right? So in your personal brand, you always want to have a couple of things. Number one is viral content. Number two is educational. And number three is personal. So these are just a few pillars that you can have in your personal brand because people don't always want to follow you for all kinds of viral stuff that you're posting. A personal brand is
Mm.
something personal. It's you. So if I follow you, I should be like, if I get a post from you, I should think, yeah, oh yeah, post from Annette. Okay, cool. What's it about,
Yeah.
right? I want to get excited. So this is the same approach that you can have for your own account because a lot of people also build program, but also other people, they create these accounts, but it's not sustainable in the future. Why? Because they're recycling the same content that is viral focused. But the main reason and principle and how do you say that the main fundamental building block and reason why people build a personal brand and why personal brands strive is because of the word personal brand, right? And now it's like a viral brand with your face, right? So it isn't really personal. So I would
Mm.
maybe consider going a little bit deeper into you. Who are you? What do you value? What are your hobbies? What are your specific beliefs, right? Because why do you listen to me? It's a combination of what I know, but also who I am. and specifically who I am is the main core reason why all of you guys are here right now. And then what I know, right? Because obviously you want something out of me. It's all a transaction. But at the end of the day, if I am a bad person, you do not want to be here, right? And that's why I attract certain type of people. Philip attracts certain type of people. Other people attract certain other people. So I would recommend asking something deeper about yourself. Who am I, right? What am I known for? What are my weird things? What are the things that really make me stand out? Because then you can start focusing on building these pillars. The viral part is something you already have down because that is what Philip just gives you, right? That's fine. But you want to think bigger than everyone else. If everyone else in the same program follows the exact same steps, how are you different? Why should other people view your content and not someone else's, right? It's because you add these other pillars in. What makes a personal brand amazing, but also very, very bad, is personal, right? I follow you because of you, but in a way, you're dependent on that too. You can never sell your personal brand. I have, if I buy your brand, it's shitty. For me, it's worth zero. But for you, it can be worth $1 million, right? So that is something that you really want to work on besides the viral content. Same thing with personal and same thing with educational. Educational is basically like educating them about the thing you're basically selling, right? For me, it's about team pages, Instagram, etc. But for you, it may be something different. Look at a combination of your personal skills, but also look at Philip's program, right? What are you actually selling? Understand the business, learn about the principles and the whys of the business, because this is the main thing that's overlooked in a program like Philip's. It's basically where they get templates, they post it, but they never learn why. And if they don't know why, they will never be able to replicate the success. It's the same thing as I'm telling Ronald as well. Use the selection process because this way you will understand why. Again, selection, creation, reflection. The third part is the most important. Why? Because you actually learn the why part. You learn why something works and you learn why something doesn't work. And over time, this will make more sense. At the beginning, you're like, oh, what the fuck? This gets 1 million views, this gets 1 like. What the hell is this? You know, but that's okay. You try to just focus on a few things every time, bring it to the calls. Obviously, the BRSA system is a great tool to reflect back on your content too. How did you make the choice, etc. But for you, in the virality and selection process, you're selecting not a lot of the content yourself. You're copy pasting it from something that you're given. So for you, I would recommend try to get a better understanding of selecting content. Why do you choose something like this or like that or like that? So for in this process, right, in the BRSA system, implement this, right? Start doing your own research, start training your own explore page, start learning what types of content there are. Start from the ground up and build the skill of content creation, of content selection, and of content reflection. This is the framework that you can use. And then in terms of content topics, it's nothing more than viral content, educational for you, and personal. Again, education about what you're trying to sell, personal about who you are, your values, your pains, your story, blah, 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 everything, right? Another tip can be go back into your photo album and go back into when you were born versus now and look at all the photos and videos and different things. Start taking notes, right? What is something that is noticeable there or would be cool to share or would be something that you have experienced as a person? Because we all have an amazing story in life, but we all have some trouble with sharing it. Why? Because we may not see ourselves as unique as we probably are. And a key way to identify that is by going back into those photos, by going back into those things and try to find stories that you can retell with a message, a story, a pain, a pleasure, a belief that was broken, something of transformation, right? It can literally be about this call because technically I'm breaking a couple of beliefs of yours and I'm shifting your perspective on things by focusing on learning the why part instead of copy pasting, right? Because that is the main difference why people succeed and why people don't. Some people join a coaching program, they copy paste everything there is, and they're like, okay, now it has to work, right? No, you first understand why, and then you focus on reiterating until you know exactly why something works and why something doesn't work. And this is the process of building a skill. And it's one of the best skills that people can have nowadays in terms of attention and learning how to monetize it and get it, etc. But it's one of the hardest skills to learn because it's so complicated and it needs a lot of experience. But I break it down in very simple terms, make it super, super applicable. And again, people like Philip or other guys that say like, okay, build your page and go viral, whatever. they all use a similar process because they want to make it easier for you, right? You always want to ask yourself, okay, this person itself that is actually coaching me, what is the process they take with this, and how much of whatever they made have they done in the past, right? I can guarantee that Philip hasn't created 50 different accounts about himself or theme pages or different posts and pages that made him go viral. Literally, he has certain posts that he researched that went viral. He gives them to his clients, they repost, and then suddenly their account works or their account doesn't work. But if he gets 10,000 people, the more people he gets, the more people he gets this template to, the more hard it becomes to actually become different. So I'm super happy that you actually are learning from me about this, because now we're actually getting an understanding of why and creating a skill instead of a process we follow because it's easy and simple. If it's easy and simple, everyone could do it. And I think it's always just BS.
Yeah, for the personal stuff, I mean, it totally makes sense. That's actually I mean, I looked into some of my story personally and I tried to implement it, but I think that's where I'm struggling with. If, let's say, I have my story, which I'm not saying that I have everything in place, but
Yeah.
how do I then come up with that? Like, how do I make it personal? I mean, apart from
Yeah.
filming myself in whatever situations.
So let's always think in a framework and a process, right? So now we basically have focused on the selection part. How do you select content? We have the VRSA system, but we also have this, what I wrote down for you, right? Product content, educational, and personal. Okay, we have that checked. The key thing now is to not go too fast in the process, but I will explain the second step, which is creation, what your question is about. But you don't want to go too fast because you don't have all the stories yet. I want you to literally grab a notebook and write it as much as you can. Do 30 minutes a day. Don't spend 1 hour on it for one day and then do it and then you're done. No, spend 30 minutes a day, every single day. Call 20 people after this call and say, if you would summarize what makes me unique in 5 points, what are these points? Cool. Boom, 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 boom. All these other people, they have their own perception of you. So you want to understand, what do you want to share? Who do you think you are? Because it's all about identity, beliefs, etc. You can even do personality tests, right? That's also something you can do. A second or third thing is to go back into your photo album, go back into like photos and videos about you, and try to pinpoint certain moments when you changed. Don't care about anyone else. Don't care about the creation process or all the next steps. Just focus on purely the selection part. What happened there? Achievement, a pain, something that happened, someone died maybe, a transformation, right? That's always what people love to see online. So then, after you've done that, we will talk about the creation part. And the creation part is actually very, very simple. Now you can make content like this as an example, right? This is just one style. You can even make content where you talk, right? Like, for example, here, right? And I will show you how to do this. This post is the easiest fucking post you can make in the entire world. Why? Because the only thing you need is to practice it at least 50 times, an iPhone and CapCut. And I will give you the settings on creating this. I will give you the perfect settings for the video. I will review the videos if you want to. I will show you how to edit them on CapCut, but you can find all these tutorials online. And I already discussed this a little bit in this document in step 3. How do you create the content? Reposting or remaking? You're remaking content, but you're also making it yourself. I didn't go super deep into this in here because it's a little bit more advanced and not a lot of people who own a theme page actually remake content. But for you specifically, CapCut and Canva are the 2 tools you use. I will give you a bunch of templates next weekly call as well that you can use, but you just want to start practicing and you want to start pinpointing in a selection process. What are stories that you can tell? Write down that entire notebook, right? Do it every single day for 30 minutes. Don't focus on, I need to find a story I can create and share straight away. No, just focus on the selection. Don't think about anything else. Write everything down. Then once you start creating, that's when you start getting creative, like getting in the mood. Also with creation process, let it come to you, right? I do not force creating content myself. I'm like, if, for example, right, I can pull up my phone right now and I actually recorded around 20, 30 videos just like that in like 10 minutes maybe. And they were all perfect. One shot, done. Why? Because I just had an energy burst to do it. I was like, let's fucking record videos right now. But now I don't feel like it because I'm focused on this, right? So you don't want to force it on yourself. Same thing with the selection process. You don't want to be like, okay, I have to select super large amount of content before I can actually post and right? No, spend 30 minutes a day on it and that's it. That's the rule. You have to stick to 30 minutes a day and that's it. Doesn't matter if you do 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 10 minutes there. If it's 30 minutes, you're done, right? If you find 2 stories, amazing. If you find 100 stories, more amazing. If you find 0 stories, great. I don't give a shit because it's about the 30 minutes and you shouldn't give a shit about the result too. It's just about that habit of doing it over and over and over because you won't find the best, most valuable stories that are hidden away in your journey in a day or 2 days or 3 days or 4 days. You will learn this by reiterating, by creating that perspective for yourself. Because now, if you go through things in the now, in the moment, as an experience, like a call like this, you're like, holy shit, I can make a content piece about this. Why? Because you trained your mind to think so, right? Now you're like, okay, selection phase. Okay, what can I use that Alex said in this call to create something about myself, right? I can guarantee that if you watch back this call, you can get at least 50 content ideas about birthdays, about labels, about Instagram journey, why people quit, compound effect, 80-20 rule, Instagram selection, creation, reflection process, selection templates, creation templates, reflection templates. You can how to find your story, go back into your photo album, little tip of the day, right? You can create so much content. And this is the perspective you want to create, but you won't have it in a day or a week or a month. It will be something that you will get over time. For me, it took longer, obviously, because I started this a long time ago. But all the tools and practical tips I'm giving you, I believe you can do it within a month. But again, it's about the habit that you create. And then you create the perspective, right? It's the same thing on the gym. If you go to the gym for a month, you will create the perspective that you feel amazing if you go to the gym. But if you don't go to the gym, you don't feel amazing. So now it's not about going to the gym or not going to the gym. It's about you wanting to feel good or not feel good. It's the same thing with the selection process. It's not about finding a gazillion content pieces that are pitch perfect in one go. It's about using and creating that perspective on everything you do in the now, but being easily able to go back to it as well in the past. And that's, in my opinion, the best way to approach it.
Okay, good. Then I will rewatch the
It's a lot
call.
of information I told.
Yes.
I've been rapping, speeding, boom, boom, boom. That's just why what I'm trying to do in these calls too is because we don't have like hours and hours. But I would really suggest watching this call back specifically for you too. But again, this document very much simplifies it. Selection, creation. Here, I can even take like a little screenshot and post it in the Zoom chat, right? Very
Man, the
simple.
information which you gave today is amazing, man. Seriously, I don't know how much
Let's go.
Always.
how thankful I should be actually. Yeah. I mean,
Love you
Alex,
too,
I
guys.
just wanted to ask you another thing actually, just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
So I have a full-time job. Like I work in a tech like startup as an account executive. So
Yeah.
basically it's a sales job.
Sorry, just one sec. Vinya,
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
gonna get to your question in like 1 minute. First, I want to do Ronald's, and then I'm gonna get to yours. I did see it in the Zoom chat, so I just want to note that. Yeah, sorry, Ronald.
Yeah, so basically I work from it's probably like an office job, it's like corporate job and stuff. So like how do I like prioritize my day like during the week and on the weekends like I'm spending from a team. Do you think I need to spend like 4 hours every single day or like 6 hours every single day? Because I mean I spend like at least like 2 hours a day on team page, on my team page or
Mhm.
3 hours. Do you think I need to like do more like on this? Like
No,
how do I
1
prioritize
or
my
2
time?
hours is
Yeah,
fine.
it's fine.
1 or 2 hours is fine. I would
Okay.
implement, to be honest, I would try to, what do you use right now to map out your schedule? Do you use a software, handwritten, an agenda?
So basically I use Notion actually. Just like I make like
No, calendar.
yeah, Notion. Yeah, I make like 6 daily goals. So like I'm create 3 pieces of content every single day without failure. Actually, it should be a
Okay.
real carousel and a single post, and that's it. Like every
Yeah.
single day, I wake up, I freshen up, and I sit in the in my in my PC and I make the content and I'm set for the day actually. And then
Gotcha.
I follow a user engagement strategy like high HTN strategy, and I'm doing that right now at the moment
That's
actually. You
awesome.
think that's enough, or is there anything else
So
which I need to do?
so basically what I would do, I'm also gonna take the drawings already real quick. I would make a time blocking schedule. I'll actually
Okay.
I'll maybe make a video on this, or maybe like next weekly call. We can go into exactly how I schedule my time blocks and when I do certain things and blah blah blah. But
Sure.
basically, the only tool I would recommend you use, and also for other people here, if you manage your time,
Yeah.
use an agenda. So
Okay.
what's gonna happen is that the number one reason again why people fail is because they're overwhelmed. They have too many
Okay.
things going on. They have too many what? Inputs, right?
Inputs,
And
yeah.
this way, because they have too many inputs, they get
Yeah.
overloaded. And then it's like, all these different inputs, they consume content in the wrong way, they watch the wrong things, they spend the wrong energy in the wrong places. So the best
Yeah.
way to go about it is, to be honest, just use Google Calendar. It's the
Yeah.
easiest tool that you can use completely for free and block out your day, right? So
Okay.
let's say what's your job like? Actually, describe your day. What time do you wake up?
I wake up like around like 6 o'clock. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
6 a.m. you wake up.
Yeah, and then around like 6:15, like that time, I do a little bit of exercise for
Cool,
like I mean for like 35 minutes, like that.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
cool.
then I take a shower, and then I get back. I create the content. I spend like around like maybe like 30 to 40 minutes to make the content.
Okay, let me just try and
Uh,
find.
and then I leave the office.
Okay, sorry, you said it again. So you wake up,
I
plus
wake up, yeah,
you
exercise.
exercise. Okay, awesome. I know it's wrong when you spell, but who cares? Then what time do you go to the job?
I go around like I would say like 7:30, like
7:30 you leave the house and then you go to the job.
yeah, around like 7:45 leave the house. Like yeah,
Okay, when are you
sometimes
back
it
home?
takes me. I'm back home by 7:45. It's a long way from. It's
7:45.
a little bit far away from home, the office, so I had to drive and stuff.
How
Like
long do you have to drive?
to drive for like 2 hours.
2 hour drive. Okay, so
Yeah,
you basically arrive at the office at 9:30, right?
yeah, 9:30. Yeah.
Okay, so you have to drive. Okay, in your day, when is your break on your day? For the day,
Um, like from
like
two
lunch or
to
something.
yeah, like from 2 to 3.
Okay, so an hour break. What do
Yeah,
you do during the break?
like have a, l- a lunch with my colleagues. Have a
Talk,
discussion.
discuss.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Do you do
I
that for the
just
entire hour or just the beginning?
no, just like for like half an hour, and then like so most of the time I just come back to my desk and just like start sending emails, some calls, like
Okay.
start doing some calls and stuff like that. Yeah.
And then basically
Okay.
like at 5 p.m. you end the day and then you get home by 7:45. So you have like
Yeah.
a 2 hour
Yeah.
drive here.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And do you leave the office at 5 p.m. or do you leave the office at 6 or 5:30 or whatever?
I leave at 5:30, so but probably I reach home by like 7:45.
7:30,
That's it.
7:35.
7:45.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. And then what does your evening look like?
So evenings, so evening I plan for the next day. That is something I do. I spend time with my spouse.
Okay.
I have dinner. I spend time with the family, and then the
But describe it like pinpoint. You get home 7:30. What do you do? Do you
I
go
take a
have a
shower.
shower? Do
Yeah,
you,
freshen up. Yeah,
okay, freshen up? That takes like half an hour maybe.
yeah,
Freshen up.
freshen
Okay.
up. Have dinner.
Okay. How long does dinner take? Half an hour, hour?
Yeah, like 20 minutes.
20
Yeah,
minutes. Okay.
yeah,
So you dinner. Cool. And then after that, you plan for the next day. You do those things, right?
yeah, yeah. And then I spend time with my spouse, and I sleep around 10. Yeah,
So spend time with spouse. Okay, awesome. And this is what it looks like from Monday to Friday, right?
yeah.
And then what does it look like on Saturday and Sunday?
Saturday, Sunday, I spend time like creating the content for the whole week. Actually, most of the time I do research, a lot of research on
When do
TikTok.
you wake up?
Like same time, like I would say like on the weekends I wake up around like 7, so a little bit
Okay.
like lenient. Yeah,
Wake
7.
up. Do you do exercise too?
Yeah, I still do exercise on the weekends.
Okay. Then you probably have like different things here that are going on.
Yeah, the whole day I'm just like I'm just creating content, like just create like 20 pieces of content the whole day. Actually, just like I watch a video, I watch some videos on YouTube, like on your
Oh,
like I watch your content. I watch like some other like other people's content on Instagram. I read some books on business and stuff. So it's a mix of so many productive stuff. I
anything
don't
else
do
that you
anything
do on the
unproductive.
weekend?
No, just this like Saturday, that's this. And evening, around like 6 o'clock, I go out with my family. It's like take my sister out and my spouse out. Just like
Okay. Also on
family time.
Sunday?
Uh
Oh,
Sundays, like my parents are there at home, so probably it's just like chill day. I don't do anything on Sundays. It's like family day. Yeah,
okay, cool.
yeah.
So basically, you have a couple of things that you can really use. Number
Okay.
one is you want to split your tasks into two things, right?
Yeah.
So this is called where can I take a note on this? Okay, I'm gonna just type on the screen. So we have reactive and we have proactive. So
Okay.
reactive tasks are basically tasks that you have to react to, right? So an email, sending an email is reactive. This means you respond to an email. You're dependent on someone sending you an email and you
Yeah.
don't know exactly how to do the task yet, right? That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
But also proactive. Proactive means you make certain consequences. You take action yourself. You're not dependent on something coming in, right? So
Yeah.
in your day, what you want to do, this is what works for me super well, is that at the beginning of your day, before 12, for example, right?
Okay.
You do not want to be on your phone, email, or anything like that. Turn
Okay.
off your notifications. Don't go on Instagram. Don't watch YouTube videos. Don't do all of that shit. So this
Okay.
is basically called work block one for you. Work block one is all about proactive tasks.
Okay.
So this means creating content. This means, for example, scheduling content, right? This is tasks that you do that you don't need to consume something else from, right?
Yeah.
Because what happens with a reactive task is that it gets loaded into your mind and then it kind of like it just swerves around until you go to sleep, right?
Okay.
But a proactive task is like you make something. So at the moment you wake up, you kind of reset everything that you know that you have in your brain, like it's completely empty. So this means throughout the day, you will get a lot of inputs, right? This is called inputs, outputs. So
Yeah.
the best way to have the best outputs is to decrease and minimize all your inputs. Same thing with stress, right? Stress is nothing more than an imbalance between stress and recovery. You have too many things that are too stressful for you, but you have not enough time to recover. So what you want to do is not
Yeah.
increase the time you sleep, but it's actually minimize the things that stress you out. Same with
Okay.
food, same with family time, same with everything. Right now,
Yeah.
for example, I've been up since 7 a.m. It's 9 p.m. and I'm buzzing. I have fucking loads of energy. Why? Because I
I
eat
can see
certain
that, bro.
foods. I,
Yeah.
but some people,
Yeah.
maybe even you guys listening to the call, you're like, oh damn, this is crazy. Whatever. I need to get to bed after this, that's fine too. But you want to try to optimize your day for proactivity and reactivity. Same thing with foods, right? So we'll get into food and health and performance in another call, but this is the first thing that you need to do. Go into Google Calendar like this, structure out your
Okay.
day exactly like we did. And what you
Okay.
can do if you click on a task like this is that you can make it repetitive. So now if I click um in here, if I click does not repeat, if I say daily, right? Then
Yeah.
it will repeat every single day. But maybe you said that you only do wake up at 6 a.m. on Monday, Thursday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, right? So now you click those 4 days, you say
Yeah.
boom. So again, custom right there, select the days, click save, and then click save at the top. So now
Okay.
every single day of the week, even if we scroll ahead,
Yeah.
it will always stay in there. So now you have an
Awesome.
overview of your day. You do the same
Awesome.
thing with this, you do the same
Yeah.
thing with this, you do the same 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 thing with dinner, you do the same thing with spend time with spouse. Then,
Yeah.
like I described before, I have something in my day called energy shifters. So this means certain things that I can do, certain music I listen to, certain things I eat, a quick walk I do to shift my energy. This is your energy shifter moment during your break. So you want to really optimize your break.
Okay.
How much time do you spend on your phone? How much time do you spend outside and what do you eat? Those are the three key components. What do you eat? How much time do you spend on your phone? And how long do you walk outside? Ideally,
Oh,
you want to go outside during this break. you want to eat certain foods that are actually good for you and healthy, not high carbs, right? Carbs are one of the things that will literally make your energy spike like this and then plummet around the evening, right? You don't want to have high
Yeah.
carb food. You can use
Okay.
ChatGPT to find out what's high carb and what isn't. I'm not going to teach you on food right now, but in terms of your break, do that, right? But then also
Okay.
go outside and try to minimize the time you spend on your phone. Why? Because you're in an office, you're behind a computer. If you're behind
Yeah.
a computer all day long, the moment you have a break, the moment you get away from the computer, you do not want to get on a different computer, which is called your phone, right? Get away from your phone. Go outside, have a quick break, whatever. If you are in your phone, spend only 10 or 15 minutes on it and schedule posts. Scroll, right? Save a couple of posts. Because now what happens throughout your day, you do research, you scroll through your explore page and you like content, you save it. So now the next day you have a proactive work block. You
Yeah.
only open up all your saved content. You don't research anything because you already did the research in a bulk, in a batch, and then
Yeah.
you start selecting it. You say, that's good, that's not good, that's good, that's not good, that's good, that's not good. You get all the content, and then guess what? You create it. Very, very simple, right?
Amazing. Yeah.
So now, during your proactive work block here, the only thing that you do, one or two things, create and maybe choose. That's it. You don't go on YouTube, you don't do this, you don't do that. You only want to focus on the key activities. And later on in the day, you want to do all the YouTube videos, you want to do all the notes, you want to do all the studying late in your day. Beginning of your day, focus on building, focus on using the time, the energy that you have at the beginning of the day, the creativity you have to be
Yeah.
able to optimize that for building stuff.
Yeah.
Because I know how it feels if you, for example, try to get creative between 3 to 8 p.m. Very fucking hard.
Yeah.
I know how it feels if you want to create content around 3 to 8 p.m. Very fucking hard. So again, use the time when you're down to scroll, to do research, to reflect on your own content, right? But the creation part, do that at the beginning of your day. For example, here, you have let's see how long this is. I think an hour or so. You have
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
1 hour and 50 minutes of time before
Yeah.
you actually go to your job.
Yeah.
Again, this is not what you want to use for, guess what? Reactive tasks. Because you're
Yeah.
going to be reactive throughout the whole day. So if you start
Yeah.
scrolling here or learning new things here, the
Yeah.
likelihood of you being stressed out or completely overloaded at the end of the day is very, very high. You want to do the scrolling, you want to do the research at the end of your day and the creation at the beginning of your day. Something that you
Okay.
can do here as a task is scheduling in your reels, right? So now
Okay.
you make everything on Saturday
Okay.
and Sunday, maybe. You make
Okay.
like a batch of 5 or 7 posts. Then
Okay.
every single day at the beginning of your day for 30 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever, you schedule them
Okay.
in, right?
Okay.
That's just one example. So
Okay.
ideally, you want to structure your day like this. And then every day, single day, what I do is I schedule out my tomorrow today. So I know exactly when I'm going to do what tasks. And another tip, do not schedule more than 3 tasks per work block. So let's say a proactive task here could be, for example, create 5 content pieces. Another thing could be reflect on previous content, use the RSA. It could even be, let's see, select 10 content pieces to create. And you do the tasks in this order, right? You don't start with selection. You don't start overwhelming yourself with all this content, with all these videos, all these people saying things. Because if you just
Yeah.
look at it, right, a video, let's say you watch a video and someone says something to you, right?
Yeah.
Like a tip or a mentor or Luke Belmar you see online giving a health tip, right? What
Yeah.
happens is you're literally uploading all this information in your brain at the beginning of the day, right? And your brain can only have a certain amount of capacity. So you don't want to optimize your whole day for uploading a whole bunch of shit into your brain at the beginning of your day because you'll feel very, very overloaded. Same thing on WhatsApp. I do not open my WhatsApp, email, anything, even Discord, even school for you guys before 1 p.m. 1 p.m. before that is my holy time to not react to anything. Nothing. And it's my best moment of the day. Guaranteed. Try and do that. Don't respond to WhatsApp, don't open your phone, and don't do those things. Try to get non-reactive. Then another thing for you is you have
Yeah.
4 hours in your day right here where you
Yeah.
can listen to things. A YouTube
Okay.
video, a podcast, something like that, right? So something that you can do is listen back to a weekly call like this during the
Okay.
drive.
Okay.
Even though you're not watching it, you might pick up a few things that you can take a note out of or
Awesome.
subconsciously remember before you arrive. So these
Okay.
4 hours are super crucial for you. Super, 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 super crucial. Because if you do not spend these on a weekly
Yeah.
basis, 4 hours times 5 is 20 hours out of your week that you can use for learning, growth, this, that, all these different things that are going on.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Alex. I'll do that for sure. Yeah.
100%, man. And yeah, like we'll go even deeper into it, but to be honest, just this structure and
Yeah.
just saying like every single day, like repeating this task over and over, every single day at the end of my day, I just take a look at everything. I like an overview, right? I check my account, I check my calendar, and then I try to improve it. By looking at it every day, you will have a different perspective. It's the same thing on your account. If you guys reflect on your own account right now, you'll be like, oh, I don't know what to exactly do. In a week from now, you'll be like, oh yeah, I'll change that, because I know it's shit. That's reflection, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
won't get the best lessons straight away. It will be over time by changing your perspective, and your perspective gets changed with new information. So the new information uploading time is during the drive. And then during your break, you want to stay away from the information, stay away from overloads, get an
Yeah.
energy shifter in, optimize
Okay.
your food, optimize what you do, listen to your favorite music, get out, maybe spend time alone, maybe not, I don't know. And then
Yeah.
get to work again, get overloaded with all kinds of reactive tasks. And then from there, go home, freshen up, have the energy shifted during dinner, but also the freshening up period too. And the time
Okay.
you spend with your spouse, same thing. It has to be a return on your energy. For me,
Okay.
if I get a spouse in the future, I do not want to sit around and watch Netflix in the evening. It will create a super bad habit for me. And I think I'm recovering, but it's not fucking recovery. It really, really isn't. So maybe, I don't know, watching something informative or going for a quick walk, having a nice shower, uh, playing a board game, go on a sport, do golfing, do new things. I don't know, do something that is just not uploading more information in your brain. Because your
Okay.
job is uploading information in your brain and making good decisions with it. That's called social media. So if
Yeah.
you have the job and that and Netflix and a routine with all these different things that are coming in your brain, your hard disk will be completely full. You only have 1 GB and now you're uploading 10 gigabytes. And then you're asking yourself, why the fuck am I stressed or de-energized or whatever?
Yeah.
Your fucking disk can't handle more. And over time, while
Yeah.
doing this numerous of times, your disk
Yeah.
space will go up.
Up.
Exactly.
Dude, you just like changed my freaking schedule for like the next week, man. Seriously. I don't know what. I don't know how should I
Implement it,
thank
man.
you. Yeah.
Implement it
Implement it.
and
Thanks, man.
just
Yeah.
become aware. Because the
Yeah.
moment you put it into perspective, the
Yeah.
moment you upload, like right now, right?
Yeah.
Your daily schedule was in your mind, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But you don't want to worry about your daily schedule. You don't want to be thinking, what am I going to do right now? It causes fucking stress. Put it on
Yeah.
paper and let this thing tell you what you're going to do.
Okay.
Because if I wake up tomorrow, I'm not going to fucking remember all the tasks that I planned out yesterday. What I'm going to
Yeah.
do is open up my calendar, not my
Yeah.
WhatsApp, not my emails, not my Instagram, nothing in social media or whatever. I'm not
Yeah.
going to upload a lot of gigabytes to my head. Only
Yeah.
thing I'm going to do is open
Yeah.
up my calendar, click
Yeah.
on the block, and I'm like, cool, create 5 content pieces. Okay, I know how to do that. Okay, reflect on the
Yeah.
previous one. And you want to make these top three key priorities super specific. Because again, a big quote for you guys. Einstein said he spends 90% of his time thinking about how he's going to do the task and 10% doing it. So before you actually
Damn.
schedule it in, think about how you're going to do it step by step by step by step. Okay, open up Canva, open up this template. Here's the link. This is what you're going to make. This is how I'm going to make it. Everything. Before you start doing the task, think about how you're going to do it. If you don't know the how, don't schedule it in as a task. Schedule in the task, research on how to do a task, and put it at the end of your day. Not at the beginning of your day. No, you don't want to upload all this information. That's at the end of the day.
Awesome.
So that's
Yeah.
the key.
A-
And
Alex,
yeah,
sorry, can I ask a quick last question?
shoot.
That was amazing, by the way. Just regarding Viral Finder, because I never hear you mentioning it, and everybody is actually teaching it. So
Yeah.
I just wonder, how
We
is
have a
your
private software for that. It's similar to Viral Finder, but it's different. It's actually 10 times more effective. We used to do it before as well. but I don't like Viral Finder because you can only search one page up at a time. We'll talk about the software next call.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Awesome. But again, it's super key for everyone here too. Every single day, I
I
have
think
like
you're muted,
notebooks.
or is it just me? Hi, yeah.
Oh, what I did for like years is I literally wrote down my entire day in like one paper, right? I forced myself to write as much down as I can about my day in one paper. And it took 30 minutes, sometimes an hour, sometimes 40 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes, right? And the thing is, you don't want to force that journaling, right? You want to sometimes just let it come to you. You just want to sit there with a piece of paper, no music, no sounds, no phone, no nothing, no people around you, just you and a paper and a pen. And you just want to write down whatever comes to you, right? Because what happens is people sleep very shitty, and my parents do too, because they're overloaded with things. Again, each of us has a certain amount of memory in our head, a certain memory card, right? Some people have 500 megabytes, some people have 20,000 megabytes, some people have only 2, right? So what you want to do is create something where you upload it somewhere. Put it out, have an output, right? Energy flows where, or sorry, attention goes where energy flows. So you want to redirect that energy, right? You're nothing more than a passage. So if you get information, digest it. Otherwise, it's going to get bottled up here. You're going to get stressed. You're going to get overloaded. You're going to get to question everything. And the worst thing that ever happens, the moment you start doubting. If you doubt yourself, to doubt the process, doubt whatever you're going through, that's the moment you know that you've completely overloaded yourself. That's really a key point for me. Whenever I doubt myself, I know that I have too much on my plate, too many things, too many decisions that I haven't made, too many things that I have to think about. All I do, grab my notebook, go to a room, start journaling, and that's it. And before I go to bed, this is what I do every night, and I enjoy it so much. At the beginning, it may like be a little bit forceful, create a habit, etc., but make it enjoyable. If you do it for 10 minutes, do it for 10 minutes. Write down whatever the fuck you want to. Don't write down 3 wins, 3 this, 3 that. Don't use a framework. Just write down whatever you want to write down. If it's about your family, write it down. If you become emotional, become emotional. Let it come to you, right? Same thing in emotions. So many people hold it back. When I want to cry, I cry. Very simple, because my body needs to digest it, right? You don't want to be like, oh, I don't want to cry because it's so embarrassing or whatever. What the fuck? You know, if you care more about what other people think instead of your own emotions, it's again a way of output. So it's the same thing with thoughts right now. Everyone is getting overloaded with information nowadays, with things on their minds, so many things moving, political, news, this, that, information, choices, gurus online claiming the world, you know? So you want to let it stream, right? It's like a fucking river. You guys right now have this fucking dam that's spewing water every single day, and you guys are this tiny river. If you guys don't clear your river every single day from all the branches, from all the stones, from all the things, and make it run smoother and widen it out over time, the water will go all over the land and you will be overwhelmed and nothing will happen. So the key thing is, with everything that you do, have a way of outputting it. Flow through it, right? Same thing with thoughts, frustrations, energy, everything, right? It's one of the key lessons that I learned in my doing this, because I manage a lot of things, a lot of people, a lot of pages, and I have so many different things in my mind. But this system, putting everything, just uploading it somewhere in a Notion system, in a document, in Google Calendar, it gets out of your mind. If people, for example, ask me, Alex, how many pages do you own? I'm like, I don't know, to be honest. I have to look at my system, right? Sometimes the same with followers. I know it's somewhere around 6 million, but I don't know exactly, right? Could be less, could be more. I don't know. If you ask me how much money did you make last month, I have no fucking clue. I know a range, but I don't know exactly. Why? Because the system is where I upload it. I don't want to think about anything in the day, right? I only want to think about key decisions that are coming into me, but I again want to maximize that output, right? The more it flows, the easier it will be to make that next decision. Because let's say you have complete overload with information, you have to make a key decision in your life. That key decision is going to get cluttered up in here, right? Rick Belmar tells you to eat healthy, then this guy says fuck your health, then Alex says fuck birthdays, then you're like, holy shit, where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Right? So the key thing for you is just uploads, outputs, right? A way to express yourself, your authenticity, your creativity, energy, your thoughts, information, right? This is what we call a brain dump, right? So let's say at the beginning of your day or sometimes during my day, I suddenly get ideas. I'm like, holy shit, I see this. It's a reactive thing. I get ideas. I need to put those ideas on a piece of paper or in Notion or somewhere in that moment. I drop everything, put it in. If I have a thought to, if something just comes to me, I have to put it down. Why? Because otherwise it gets bottled up, it vanishes, and then it's like something there that again, it's not something that you put out, right? So it's the same thing with creativity. And every single message that you get from people, boom, 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 it's all uploads, right? So you want to have a way to channel that. So that's, in my opinion, the best way to do it. It's the same thing in conversation with people. Right now, you're listening to me for 2 hours. Have a way to channel whatever I've said. After this call, take a notebook, write down 3 things you can remember of what I said. 3 key points, can be completely random. Doesn't have to be fast, doesn't have to be slow. Take your time, let it come to you. 3 things, right? Start implementing those. Then the next time you listen back to it, another 3 key things. Implement those, work on it, proactive, reactive tasks, and do your thing. It's very, very simple. But again, the moment you have that overloading, right, of information, right now you guys have 2 hours of uploads that you have to process after this call. So do
Yeah.
something. Go out, have a shower, do whatever. After this call, I'm not going to do anything. I'm actually, my food is right there. It's like staring me in the face. And what I'm going to do is literally put on music, eat that, have a shower, and go to bed and journal. And that's it. It's very, very simple. So,
Awesome.
you guys enjoyed? I'm
Yeah.
actually going to delete your entire schedule because it's completely in my schedule right now.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Vinya, I didn't do your thing and now he left. My bad, man. We'll do it next week. All right, perfect. Well, it's a lot of fucking information. Again, let it all just sink in. Use that time you have in the car too, specifically. It is
Okay.
key for you. And then put it on paper, you know, upload your outputs, upload things that you're going through, upload your thoughts, and especially your schedule. Because
Yeah.
technically, if you ask my schedule, my answer should be, I've no fucking
Yeah.
clue, right? And then
Yeah.
I put up my schedule, and then I'm just gonna say, okay, it seems that tomorrow I have 2 hours of that, and then I have a call then, and then this. I'll see how it goes, right? It's kind of like trusting the process,
Awesome.
going with the flow, and not being worried about everything. You know, you want to
Exactly.
again upload as much before you go to bed, and
Yeah.
then go to bed.
Exactly. Do you come to Dubai? Or do you stay in UK all the time?
I'm in the Netherlands,
Oh,
so
Netherlands.
no
Oh, okay.
UK,
Okay.
no nothing, no yeah. I'll
Okay.
I'll maybe go into Dubai, but for now, nope.
No, okay.
Are you in
Uh,
Dubai?
yeah, I grew up here actually because my
Same man.
parents are here, like they're expats, so they're immigrants actually. So I did my schooling and my high
Hmm.
school and my and my university as well in Dubai actually. Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's
awesome.
freaking awesome.
Yeah,
Whenever I'm there, I'll let you know. We can
sure,
definitely meet up and then
sure.
have a quick coffee, drink, and talk about inputs, outputs.
Perfect. Amazing, man. I would
Awesome,
love to.
guys.
Yeah, all right.
Well, thank you so much for being here. I'll see you guys
Yeah,
next week.
Thank you.
cheers.
Good luck with your
Cheers.
week,
Yeah,
and we'll see
Thanks a
each other
lot.
soon.
dude, there should be an exit song.
Yeah,
Seriously,
yeah,
there should be
yeah.
an
Wait one
exit
sec.
song. You missed it. Come on.
Oh, I have something. What was that game called? I know the flow to it. Uh, oh yeah, I think. No, no, no. I thought it was something like "My Time Has Come" or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I don't know. Do you guys have a good song as an outro?
Might. Uh,
Outro.
let's see.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna actually do that every single call. That's. I just typed in outro
You're
song.
tuned in to the industry's finest DJ.
Oh yes, I have it. I have it.
Yes, let's go.
This is amazing, man.
Oh man, what? Come
You
on.
guys know this, right? Or
Yeah,
no?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
Fast
know
and
this, I know
Furious,
this, I
man.
know this.
Come on.
Uh,
Oh, I began. I have to find it. Yeah. We're gonna sing this. Wake up, look at different bigger picture. Now see you in a better place. Out of not the everything I was saying about my side. And my riding. Out your mind. See you again. Become a lover. Oh, where we began. My Oh, I didn't see. Oh. Bye now.
All right, man.
Bye bye.
All right, man. Good night, man.
See ya, man.
It's a great update call. Yeah.
I began. Boom! That was the weekly call, man. Thank you so
Awesome,
much for
awesome.
being here. And I'll see
Yeah.
you next week, brother.
See you,
Out.
man. See you. Yeah. See
Bye.
you. Yeah.